Hello! Good to see you again. Last December I sent out my newsletter and I invited you all to send me your questions, and I said I would respond. Well, it's now the end of February and I am beginning to make these video responses. The first one I want to respond to is from a person who says this. Hello, Elsbeth. One of my more challenging aspects of creating a balanced practice is what feels like not having enough time to do all the things that I want to do. Sound familiar? I see you making videos and creating tools, talking about doing podcasts, and all of this on top of a private practice and managing your business. And I think, how does she do it all? Right? So I want to respond to this question of how does it look like I do it all? Because I don't do it all. But I understand that drive and that desire. I think we all have that. We want to do well. We want to be effective. We want to create good things. And sometimes it feels like it's impossible to do all the things that we want. So I came up with 7 little things that I do that help me. And I thought I'd share those with you. The first one is to be value driven, to be really clear about what matters. What is it that I'm shooting for? What is it that matters to me? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And is the activity, the thing that's in front of me, in alignment with that ultimate goal? And to try and pare things down to remove the things that are not in alignment with that ultimate goal, which is sort of challenging and kind of requires a lot of reflection and assessment. But that helps me. Then I'm not doing the extraneous stuff. Second thing is to not do things perfectly. You see my videos, they're not perfect. I don't want to be driven to perfection. I want to be driven to doing my thing, to engaging and showing up. And if I get too lost in perfection, which I can do, I think most of us can, it slows me down, makes me want to do it again, try it all over, and not just be good enough. So I'm trying to be good enough, which means I try not to focus too much on perfection. The third thing is to drop the idea that this problem of getting it all done is my problem alone, and that others don't have this problem, and must be something wrong with me that I can't get it all done. I think it's a common problem. I think we live in a society and a time when we are overwhelmed with all sorts of things we could do and possibilities and ways to communicate, and it's endless. It's a good problem to have in a way, because there's so much we can do, with our privilege and our skillfulness and our training, and so much good stuff. But if we feel like we have to do it all, we're in trouble. And if we feel like somehow something's wrong with us, that we're not able to do enough, that's a problem too. I think we need to do what we've been given, right? Whatever skills those are, whatever level of competence and creativity we've got, to show up with that and let that be the shining of the Big Bang flying through us, right? We're part of this big unfolding, and do our part. That's all we can do. And some of us have certain skills and others have other skills, and we have to ride the skills we get and use that as best we can. Another thing I do is I simplify wherever I can. I take notes during session. I know some people would be really annoyed by that, but I'm not annoyed by that, and my clients don't seem to be annoyed by that. I give them paper and I can take notes. I encourage them to take notes. So that helps me. That's a simplification thing. I make my commute to work a walk, because I live a mile away, so I can mostly walk to work. That allows me to get some of that exercise stuff sort of built into my commuting time, so that's another simplification. But wherever you can, just to simplify things and make things more possible to do sustainably. The next thing is the idea of letting go, relinquishing things, choosing to let go of things that are also good ideas. That's a hard thing, but that's part of being successful, I think, is knowing which baby to feed and which one to say, well, not today. I'm not going to feed that. I'm going to put my energy over here. Again, being value driven helps me decide what to feed. Being a creator and not a consumer, I think, is really helpful. That's another strategy I use, which is to keep myself actively engaged in creating stuff as opposed to getting lost in consuming stuff. And I'm talking about media, I'm talking about anything, food, shopping, all that stuff that we can consume. If we can make stuff, if we can make our own meals, if we can create our own things, our own craft, our own play in our life, I think that helps refill and refuel us. The last one is squeeze things in the cracks, which is what I'm doing right now. I had a client cancel this last hour, and I thought, you know what, I could do my video. So that's a crack, right? A crack opened up, and I'm sort of prepared because I wrote out my little response, and now I can just sort of squeeze this in the crack. So those are my tricks to keep me doing it all. It's an illusion, but I like that you think that. But I think it's not actually really healthy to think that other people do it all. I think they do their very best, and I encourage you to do your very best as well. If I can answer other questions, send them to me. Look at elsbethmartindale.com for ideas of tools and strategies for effective therapy. Let me know if you have specific questions that you'd like me to address. I'd be glad to do that. Thanks.